I'm Maddy Nutt and I'm Amira Mellor, and we're currently in Leeds at OTE and we're going on a bikepacking trip. What else do you know? What else do I know? I know approximately the distance each day. I think we're doing about 65, 70k today and tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But that's all I know. I think we're going north. We're going north and we're going to the Yorkshire Dales. Well done. Yeah. We're stopping for lunch at Skipton. I know that because I'm thinking in my head, I've got 2 hours to get to lunch at Skipton.
Yeah. So, Maddy is right. We're going to Malham Cove, which is kind of North Yorkshire Dales. And we're staying in a youth hostel tonight. So we're going up the canal for like 50k to Skipton, get some lunch. And then a little bit more on the canal, and then we kind of hop off the canal near Ayrton, ride up to Malham. We can go look at Malham Cove. She's probably never seen it. No.
I don't think I've ever been to Malham.
No. Quite famous.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
okay.
very tasty.
I'm
And then
excited.
tomorrow we'll go up Malham Cove, which is a very steep hill, and back up and round, kind of back over more like towards east, and then down towards like Bolton Abbey, Otley, and then back to Leeds. So we're starting and finishing at OTE at Leeds.
I don't think I want a gel.
I want a gel.
You need a gel.
I need a gel.
I like the banana one. I like the vanilla.
I take a protein bar.
What, for post?
Toast, yeah.
Oh, I've not tried this flavour.
How many hours? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 for good luck.
One for morale. What do we get for morale? Oh, do you know what we get for morale? Raspberry and white chocolate.
Just in the box. Just gonna carry the box. Picked a 16 box of anytime bars.
Amira's not ridden her bike that much recently, so...
Because I need one every 20 minutes.
One every 20 minutes. We've gone for bars rather than... Well, Amira's got one gel in there. But for something that's more like bikepacky, adventure-y, I would be eating more like real food, like bars.
Yeah, the anytime bars are really good for this because it's kind of a mix between real food and kind of like a nutritional products as well. Yeah, I've gone for an anytime protein for after the duo because these are just really tasty.
Yeah, these are really good.
And then I went for the new chews. It's kind of like sweets. So that will be my morale boost on today's ride. You got to do your pre-gravel adventure dance so that you're warmed up, mentally prepared.
What kind of dance are we doing?
You warm the hips up.
It's the duo bar.
Warm the arms up. So just got the route on the Woohoo and I think we're ready to go.
I think so.
Mud.
So, Amira, what was the highlight of your year?
I think the racing highlight was probably Traka. I think because we did so much prep for it, like we went out, we focused on it, we like really kind of tried to nail every part of it. Even though we've never done anything like that before, I think we really kind of focused on it.
Even though we found it incredibly difficult in the actual moment.
Yeah, but I think I was mentally prepared
Yeah.
as much as I could have done without doing something like that.
Yeah.
I think trip highlight was probably going to Iceland. That was just such a unique location and we just kind of really made the most of that trip. And
we went on holiday afterwards.
Yeah, we went on a camp. That's the bit I'm referring to when I say about Iceland.
We went on a nice camper van holiday afterwards.
Yeah, really
we
good.
saw Wales.
Yeah. I think like one of the good things about gravel racing is you get to see the different places. I think in that race, we kind of really made the most of that, which is probably my favourite trip of the year.
I'd agree actually, I think that's my favourite trip, and then favourite race is probably Migration Gravel race in Kenya.
Yeah,
which
that
I know
looks incredible.
You didn't do, but like honestly the best thing that I've probably ever done in my life. It was also one of the hardest things I've ever done. 4 days stage race, and it was honestly just, that was hard.
Gravel's hard.
Gravel is really hard. I mean, the big challenge for that was like actually just eating enough over the 4 days and in the evenings, like because you had to fuel for like every other day.
I remember you texted me and was like, everyone's got stomach problems, it's just like something we're all having to deal with.
I went to the toilet 6 times before one of the stages. It was so bad. But it was also like the choice of food, like in the mornings. Like one day the only carbs was like there was bread and there was potato, so I just put potato in bread and made a sandwich and put a bit of ketchup on it. That was bad.
That's a good low point in life.
What's the weirdest thing we've eaten? Oh, we had a lot of rice before the Traka, didn't we?
Weirdest thing?
Yeah. Or like the most
I think when you ate Pringles. Because
in the Traka.
I just never saw Maddy as a human that ate Pringles.
I was like just craving salt towards the end of the Traka.
Yeah, I was.
Lewis passed me this handful of Pringles and I just was like, they were like crumbling. I don't even know if I swallowed them, to be honest. I just like the salt in my mouth. What's the strangest thing that's happened to us this year?
I feel like this is the strangest thing for both of us.
What?
When you nearly pooed at the end of Traka and she was nailed on the floor in the sport position.
So at the end of the Traka, I was throwing up, like I was throwing up.
It was literally about to come out both ends.
And it was about to come out the other end, and I turned to you and I looked you dead in the eye and I went, I am going to shit myself. And Amira just went, I'm not that level of friend.
So it's this
like, I can't, this is past the level of friendship. And then
even
you
your
passed me to my
sister was like, I can't cope with her. And I was like, well, Lewis can't do it.
But I didn't shit myself.
Oh, she's so big.
That was
an
probably,
experience.
the strangest thing.
I think it was weird because I was pretty broken crossing the line.
You were hallucinating.
Yeah, I was not in a good state, and we thought Maddy was fine.
Oh, I was ready to round up to 400k.
You were just really excited that you'd finished, and then next thing she's squatting on the floor, vomit, and then it was just all good downhill from there. So then you got in the car home and I had to ride home.
Yeah, I had to get in the car. I literally couldn't ride a kilometre.
No, it was
bad.
You've got 5 guesses of what we saw on the Leeds to Liverpool canal on the water.
Not in the water.
Not in the water.
On the water. Option 1 is a man on a hoverboard, just like zooming along.
Option 2, a man on an elliptical water bike.
Option 3, an otter.
Option 4 is a wild tortoise on the canal.
Option 5 is some paddleboarders on the canal. What do you think we saw?
Found a turtle on the Leeds to Liverpool canal. There he is. He's just stretching his neck. It was like, I think it was lost because it was like looking around a bit confused.
I've not drank anything the whole ride, that's really bad. That's naughty, that is.
So we've just arrived at the 45k mark in Skipton and we're just going to a clubhouse for some lunch.
It's good, isn't it? What race do you think that you kind of nailed your nutrition on?
I actually think at Traka I did quite well. Like I ate everything. We basically ate everything.
We ran out of food.
We ran out of food and we had a vast selection. We actually got like little alerts on our computers every 45 minutes. Every 45 minutes it would beep at me to eat, which was actually really useful in the end. But yeah, I think we did so much practice for that race that I kind of knew what my body was going to be able to take on at that kind of point where you don't want to eat. I kind of knew what I could kind of force myself to eat and feel the benefits from. So I think I actually did that quite well for that race. I ate lots of Duo bars, lots of super gels, not that many flapjacks, but I ate brioches, Pringles, chocolate crepes, jammy wraps.
Jammy wraps. I ate a jammy wrap early on and then I threw that up.
What else did we eat?
I made some Oreo rice cakes and
they were awful.
Refused to eat them, and I tried to eat one and then spat them out.
Slightly raw, and I'd just started going up this hill and Lewis was giving me it and I unwrapped it and started eating it, and I was like, this is awful. This was quite early on when I was still like aware of what I was tasting, so I didn't eat that. But you did a good effort.
I'm not making Oreo rice cakes ever again. I'd probably say the best nutrition strategy I've kind of nailed was the Gravel Life Series final. I decided to set an alarm every 40 minutes rather than 45, even more regular. Yeah. And I didn't have a hydration vest. I decided not to because I really wanted to save my back over like a really rough terrain. And I did manage to have like one gel every 40 minutes. I actually only had super gels the entire race, but it worked. It was only 8 hours, which is, to be fair, quite a long time to only eat super gels. Didn't eat any solid? I didn't eat anything solid. Only super gels. But I didn't throw them up.
That'll take your wins, haven't you?
That'll take your wins.
Under tyre.
The water's not mud. I'd say that this gravel was probably most similar to that in Scotland. Probably, but it was maybe a bit rougher. There were some sections in Scotland that were maybe this rough, but gravel is different all over the world. Like Mexico, it was like a desert with cactuses, and I had problems with the water cactuses. Kenya was like super rough, but like really washboardy. Iceland was like pretty much like this, but like black rock. That was pretty hard.
That was hard on your upper body as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Iceland also had like huge like washboard sections where your arms were just going like which we were kind of doing a bit here as well.
Yeah.
Spanish gravel, pretty smooth on the whole.
Spanish is like the technical aspect is you going so quick.
Yeah.
Rather than I feel like on this, you're not going that quick, but it's just quite technical.
And then
this is kind of slightly mountain biking.
Yeah, this is mountain biking. Finnish and Swedish gravel is what I refer to as princess gravel. And that's just super fast and basically like a road.
I don't think you get that in Yorkshire.
No, I don't think you get that in Yorkshire.
So we've now arrived in Malham and we're just on our way to the YHA Youth Hostel for tonight. We've done 70k, not that much climbing, which is a little bit worrying because that means it's all tomorrow. But it's been a nice day, really nice weather, so we've made the most of it.
We did a lot of canal, which I think is actually harder work than maybe we do it justice. It's flat, but it's like sitting on a turbo trainer, you constantly are pedalling. Go for it.
Oh yeah!
So we've survived a night in the youth hostel here. What are we doing today?
So today we're going from Malham Cove, kind of back round down toward Leeds. I think there's a lot more off-road today, so it could be quite a challenging route, but I think we've got it.
Less canal.
Less canal.
More gravel.
More rocks.
More rocks. Sorry, I've been told that the gravel here is rocks, not gravel.
This is our bike adventure setup. As you can see, we've obviously got our luggage on, so try and carry as little as possible, but obviously you kind of need fresh kit for the next day, some extra jackets, a coat, shoes, and clothes for the evening. Lots of snacks.
I've got a top tube bag filled with snacks here.
And then I've got all my kind of saddlebag equipment in here, plus a few extras because when you kind of remote in the moors, you kind of need a little bit of extra stuff just to kind of get you down to somewhere in case your bike breaks.
Yeah, we don't race on a setup like this. So for racing, typically I still keep the top tube bag on if it's quite a long gravel race, because it's decently aero, and like I need to have a certain amount of snacks, and I can fit quite a lot in there. But yeah, I wouldn't race with like a handlebar bag or a saddlebar bag.
You might stop it for like a camelback to get a little bit of extra liquid on, and then you can also kind of carry your spares in that as well.
But this is definitely not the most stealthy setup when racing. This is more like adventure,
pootling,
multi-day pootling.
Yeah.
I have to say the weight on the back of the bike, it makes it a harder day out, doesn't it?
Yeah, like I think you'd be surprised how more tired your legs get from just that little bit of extra weight. And then when you get out the saddle, the back of your bike swings a lot, but it's good fun. It's kind of fun to carry your own gear on your bike, quite simplistically as well, rather than like the traditional big panniers. And this is way better for off-road as well. You can still kind of ride them rocky descents and get the most out of it. There used to be one. Yeah. It's in the middle of nowhere, aren't you?
How are you finding North Yorkshire?
It's a little bit rocky. I think the gravel's a little bit different up north. It hits a bit different, doesn't it?
Yeah, you kind of go from like wet grass to big rock.
To
There's
big
no
rocks.
progression.
To steep descents. It's fun though.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's pretty. Like the surroundings are, and you're like constantly having to think so that you don't crash.
It's also nice because you kind of do feel like you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
There's like literally just us on the moor and the sheep.
And the sheep, and sometimes the odd farmer.
I did most of the route planning on commute, kind of used a bit of a combination of Strava heat maps and commute. It can be quite hard finding off-road, especially because sometimes the heat map kind of shows footpaths, or I've done many routes where I've gone on paths that are literally just not rideable. So you do have to spend quite a lot of time on it, but it's definitely beneficial in the end. Commute's a really good app because the off-road's slightly better. You kind of get the traverse lines, so you can see if they're really close, it's far, like it's too steep to ride, and that's kind of one thing that I've kind of learned in the last couple of years trying to plan a bit more off-road.
So when did you start riding, Amira?
So I've ridden for many a year.
Forever.
Well, I did triathlon and then kind of fell in love with more the adventurous side of riding rather than kind of going to a swimming pool every morning. So started riding, got into mountain biking and just kind of loved the off-road, kind of going off into the moors, or yeah, kind of that aspect of cycling, and that's what's kind of always drawn me back to wanting to ride a bike.
Has that got you into gravel then?
Yeah, I think gravel was just kind of something new that I wanted to explore. Like, it was getting so popular, and done cross for years, kind of didn't really fit into the routine, and gravel was just something new I could try, and I think I kind of got the opportunity to kind of just give it a go, and kind of took it and just, yeah, I really fell in love with riding off-road again.
And we get to go to cool places.
Yeah, and like, cross is good, but like you just go to Belgium or Holland, and gravel's kind of giving me that more travel kind of aspect, which is something else that really draws me to riding. What about you?
So I started riding just over 5 years ago. So I've not been doing it as long. Why did I get into cycling? Oh, I needed some purpose in my life.
Yeah.
I bought a bike, just started riding, like a bit with my dad, then made some riding friends, and then just got really into it. Like,
yeah.
I think I just love riding a bike.
I feel like you dived in head first.
Yeah, I dived in like and then got really involved really quickly.
Yeah.
And I kind of got into gravel at the same time I got into road, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like similar to
Like you're one of the OGs.
I'm like one of the OGs. Got into gravel just because I was made to do a gravel race. Really enjoyed it. I think it suits my power profile.
Yeah.
Which is why I've stayed in gravel.
Yeah, I agree.
And then similar to you about like the road scene, I think I don't really like fit in the road scene very well. Just like personality wise, I don't even know how to put it.
I think the
like,
road scene's just quite clicky, you need a team, and I think we're both the type of riders that are quite happy to do our own thing.
Yeah.
And that's something that gravel's really good at. It kind of got a lot of freedom.
This is a duo bar, but we eat different things when we're doing different things, don't we?
Yeah, so for something like this, probably would stay off the gels and go for more duo bars or the anytime flapjacks, maybe some chews,
Yeah.
just a little burst of energy.
And some real food as well.
Yeah, definitely I feel like the longer the day on the bike, the more real food you need to mix in there. It's just really important to just kind of mix it up, because you will get sick of if you just eat gels or bars all the time, but eating some of our favourites are like brioche,
Chocolate crepes.
oh yeah, we like wraps,
fruitcake.
yeah, I like hot cross buns, even like putting some butter in it. Like I always crave salt on the longer days, and just getting that little bit of kind of a salty hit always kind of like
Satisfies.
it just tastes really good.
So for like a 3-hour gravel race, I would be thinking about OTE like super carb drink mix, or like the neutral carb mix with some electrolytes in there, and then super gels, and I'd be taking probably between 60 to 80 grams of carbs per hour, more on the 80 grams end if it's a race of high intensity. But yeah, much more on like the easy to consume stuff than like getting a bar out and trying to eat that mid-race.
Yeah, because for something for that length, it's going to be quite high intensity. So a super gel has 40 grams of carbs in, so you'd be kind of looking at 1 to 2 an hour. Or like the chews are 20 grams, so you could maybe have 1 super gel and 1 chew an hour, and that would kind of keep your levels topped up.
I just need a bit of bar to get me going again.
The thing with the duo bars is they're like square bars.
They're quite addictive.
So they're just like really nice just to eat.
5 practical gravel tips, go.
Ride over 40mm tyres.
Pack a dyno plug for any extreme puncture that you just need to quickly get at.
Pack a valve core tyre nut, because you never know when that might save you.
Oh, that's a good one. Bring layers, because you never know when you're going to get cold or hot, and I feel like it's more extreme than the road.
Yeah, it is.
Because you go slower, and you also go fast.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Remember to have fun.
Remember to have fun.
Gravel's fun.
Smile. We're not like road cyclists, we smile when we ride. No, it's been really good. We've been really lucky with the weather. It makes such a difference, and yeah, really enjoyed it.
And varied surfaces today, which was good fun.
Yeah.
We've done like a really good variety over the 2 days.
Yeah, I kind of
Different
covered
stuff.
most surfaces. It's been fun.
So how can people follow us, Amira?
So my Instagram is @Amira Mellor if you want to kind of see what we're getting up to, and then Maddie.
I've got Instagram too, @Maddy Nutty, and then I've got a YouTube channel, which is, I think that's just under Maddy Nutt. So yeah, check that out. If you want to see what we got up to in Iceland when we went on a camper van excursion around Iceland. There was a bike race involved, but more importantly, our trip around Iceland, that's on my YouTube channel.